All right, another question came in. This actually happens a little bit more often than I would expect, but the question is, we're getting really good results with our treatments. People are seeing our before and afters, and they're saying that I don't vary my anterior bracket position really at all. And more importantly, when they go through some of my courses, they start seeing that I really am methodical about putting the maxillary central incisor at about 5.5 millimeters from the incisal edge to the center of the bracket slat. Now, the question is that they start seeing a lot of other practitioners putting the brackets much higher. In other words, much more gingival for smile arc or whatever the concept was. And the question is, how are we getting such beautiful results? And more importantly, why are we so methodical about that 5.5 measurement? Well, one, the designers of the brackets have to find some reproducible place in order to make the bracket work. In other words, if you put a brace, let's say at 5.5 millimeters, the manufacturer has to then build in third order or facial inclination or torque to deliver what we want, which is 7 degrees at a maxillary central incisor. Now, the way that the central incisor is shaped, the further you go up, it curves back. So what it does is it actually changes those torque values. It subtracts torque. And as you move down closer to the incisal edge, it actually adds torque. So if I move my bracket up 1 millimeter from 5.5 and I just go to 6.5, I'm going to end up with about 3 degrees less torque than I want. So if my end result is 7 degrees, if I put it up 1 millimeter, I'm going to end up at 4. Now, I don't really want 4. I want 7. So then from there, people make it complicated and they add overdrive wires and go to procline brackets. At the end of the day, the brackets are made to do something that we need to understand. And by talking to the engineers and really looking at it, I find that I just really want to put them exactly where they belong. A little bit of backstory: when you look at the definition of FA, FA was defined by Larry Andrews as the height of the clinical crown. So why do we talk about FA as being the anatomical crown? Well, if you really read further into Larry Andrews' description, his sample size were grown adults. And he said that FA was based upon clinical crown, but he also said that the clinical crown and the anatomical crown were within 1/2 to 1 millimeter of one another. Now, we know that that doesn't happen with our age range, right? When we're treating 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kids that have thick gingival tissues, they haven't had passive eruption, sometimes our clinical crowns are much shorter than the anatomical crown. So for simplicity, we're assuming that the anatomical crown is FA, and since the average incisor is 11 millimeters, 5.5 is exactly where the center of that crown is. So that's the answer, and hopefully that helps. Take care. Bye-bye.